Hello everyone and welcome back to Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot. Today we are looking into the case of Kyronhorman, and Kyron went missing on June 4th, 2010 in Portland, Oregon after attending a science fair at his school in the morning, Skyline Elementary, and he hasn't been seen since. So it's been over 15 years since he disappeared. When I'm recording this, it's only 2 days after his 15-year anniversary. So I'm hoping to tune into the energy around the case, to Kyron's energy, if he allows it. And I would like to know where Kyron is so that he can be returned home to his family. So what I'm going to do is just pull the general energy around Kyron's disappearance, and then we're going to get into the true crime articles, the tarot. Usually I do dictionary divination at the end of the readings, but I can't actually find my dictionary, so we're going to use some other cards and hope that Kyron can direct us towards his location. So spirit, angels, ancestors, please tune me in and use me as a vessel to portray this message for Kyron. What are the factors around Kyron's disappearance to want to come? We have the tower. We also have the tree. Okay, so innovation, discovery, structure, an official organization, isolation, and arrogance. So when we're talking about organization, I feel like whatever happened, this wasn't the most organized of crimes, in the sense that even if the day was planned, something still happened to make someone panic or kind of trip over their words. So I feel like Kyron was brought somewhere isolated. Someone's arrogance played into the equation. More than one person could know about it. I feel like it could be close to a structure, a tree, and maybe water. Because this is like a lighthouse, so maybe anywhere where there's a lighthouse and trees, look around the lighthouse. He could have been put in the water also. So this is a lot that's coming to me straight away. We also have the heart. So there's matters of the heart at play here. Infatuation, love, romance. Let's move on to the Kipper. What are the factors behind the disappearance of Kyronhorman? Please and thank you, Spirit. We have a message of concern. Yeah, so to me, it's like he was brought somewhere isolated under some sort of guise. Maybe someone said they forgot something. We have to do this or this will happen. Come on, pronto, quickly. So it could have been like a heat of the moment thing, that someone's emotions, reactions could have got the better of them. This one's to come, also thoughts. So we have a masculine and a feminine. Actually, we have a masculine and there's two feminines here. And they kind of look alike, but not exactly the same. To me, it's like Kyron's dad, his mother, his stepmother. His stepmother was the one that brought him to the science fair that day. So I feel like there was something the stepmother was concerned about, or the mother was concerned about the stepmother. And the stepmother was kind of feeling arrogant and angry. Maybe she felt like Kyron's dad still had feelings or thoughts towards the past. So it's kind of like making a point. We also have concern here. So a masculine could have been concerned and a feminine. So maybe Terry, I think her name is. And that candle flicked, although I did breathe heavily. Yeah, so Terry was breathing heavily, angrily or stressed. And it's like she wanted to prove a point to two people. Because she felt the need to. She didn't want to prove herself, but if she was going to do anything, let me show you then, if you want to test me. let me show you how to play this game. So in her mind, it was some sort of a game. Let's move to, whoa, the mermaid cards. The energy around the disappearance of Kyronhorman. Please and thank you. Falling in love. Yeah, so to me, it's about a relationship, and Kyron was just caught up in between this messy dynamic. We also have honor the masculine, so something about honoring or even dishonoring the masculine, and he's kind of lying down, you know, hands out. So I feel like maybe Kyron could have been placed somewhere isolated near the water, but also near the land, somewhere marshy. Marshy is what I want to say. In the hopes that, you know, I'm kind of thinking of quicksand, that, you know, everything would sink and go away. So maybe there was also things thrown in the water, but I feel like there was a bit more thought put into where Kyron was placed. Could be poetic. In her mind, poetic justice is what I'm hearing. So let's get into the true crime cards. What happened to Kyronhorman on June 4th, 2010? After he left the school, spirit. What happened to Kyronhorman that day? Split in the deck, we have dismemberment. Yeah, so maybe different parts were put somewhere else, but there's numerous parts to this puzzle. Maybe players, numerous players. We also have suicide. Whoa, and these want to fall, but that's far too many. Let's just shuffle these. This really wants to come, so we're going to take it. Greed. Yeah, someone was greedy. Someone wanted to win the battle and prove a point. We also have celebrity. And it's like someone really enjoys the fame, the notoriety that comes with it. So, okay, this might describe who did this. What we want to know is what happened though, spirit. What happened to Kyronhorman after he left the school? What happened to Kyron? Dismemberment. What happened to Kyronhorman? Please and thank you. Healing. Social media. Okay. Alive. Is Kyron alive? What happened to Kyronhorman? Please and thank you. Fake death. Wow. Is Kyron alive? This is interesting, to say the least. Egotism. Yeah, I'm hearing that term, go play in traffic. And now I'm getting the visual of, I don't know if any of you have seen that film, AI. I think it's Steven Spielberg. And in that film, David becomes problematic and is causing problems with their real child, their other child. They adopted David, but he is a robot. So he's not treated the same. He's not treated as a human. But yeah, basically when she's getting rid of him, she leaves him out in a forest and drives off, and he's running, trying to chase her and calling for his mother. Did Kyron say something about his mother and this triggered Terry? And she said, okay, come on then. Come on. If you want your mother so bad, come on, get in. I'm going to bring you to her. And she brought him somewhere isolated and actually could have left him somewhere alive. But with this dismembered coming up, to me this is scattered things. But I don't know. I mean, it's like she's a coward in the sense that I don't know if she could physically do it. Mentally she could, and she was prepared and ready, but maybe when it came down to it, she couldn't actually go through with putting her hands on him, even if she'd planned to, and they could be at this isolated area, this was fake a fake pretense, a guise. Once they were there, she could have maybe restrained him somewhere, just put him in a dangerous position, that maybe she doesn't have to go through it. She doesn't have to do anything. She just has to leave and everything else will happen. But in my mind, it's like, if she was hiding certain things or communications, she could have gotten onto someone on social media or called someone. Facebook could be significant too. But if she did call on someone, it was to help kind of scatter these jigsaw pieces a bit more. So there's actually nothing physical to lead back to her. And this is what the dismemberment is telling me, that you can have all these different pieces, circumstantial evidence, but with no body, there's no crime, kind of a thing. And it's bringing me back to the fake death. There's a possibility, I mean, maybe she could have given him to someone alive, you know, but I mean, no one's just gonna take a kid from the goodness of their heart in this sense, is what I'm feeling. So if someone was to take him, it wasn't to look after him, it was kind of just to bring him somewhere, take it out of Terry's hands, and she can say, yeah, it's out of my hands now. He was alive when I left him. Yeah, that's what I feel like she said, or something like that. The last time I seen him, he was alive, you know? So did she leave him somewhere? And technically that could be true. Even if he was injured, you know, he could still be alive. Was he injured? Was something broken, like a leg or something? An arm? A leg, I'm picking up. That he can't even chase her. It's kind of like a slow and painful process. But it was kind of too painful for her to fully finish the job. So she left that to nature, the elements. I don't know. But this is just what is coming to mind. So let's see. I think Kyron was 8 at the time he went missing. So I feel like his energy would be, you know, matured by now, and maybe, you know, he might have not been sure what was going on at the time, but it's like hindsight is a wonderful thing. Something about seeing clearly. I know he had glasses too. We have 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the 3 of Cups. So friendship. There could be 3 people involved. I know there's Terry and her friend who got interviewed. But there could be a third person whose back was to the public. Maybe the public didn't know about this, or they weren't mentioned. Instead of working hard, to me, this is someone who is a gold digger. They're not willing to work for anything, do the hard work. Someone didn't want the responsibility or the hard work of raising Kyron, because it was too much like hard work, is what I'm picking up. Okay, so Kyronhorman, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We also have the Page of Pentacles. So an idea, yeah, and loyalty could be at play. This is a disaster, a tyranny. Yeah, someone wanted to make a point, but instead of mature communication, someone was childish. So yeah, this is what Kyron's trying to get across to me, that someone was behaving petty and childish, even more childish than him, even at his age. Someone wanted to make a point in the worst way. Yeah. And it's like he was lured with something that would make him eager and excited. We'll go here, I'll bring you here. But it was a lie instead of the truth, because the Ace of Swords in the upright, that's the truth. And the Ace of Swords in reverse, this is a lie, a big lie. So, why did this happen to Kyron? Please and thank you. Spirit, why did this happen? We have the Chariot in reverse. We also have the Five of Pentacles. So financial loss. Someone didn't want the burden, the responsibility, physically, mentally, or financially. And with the Chariot in reverse, it's like, oh, you think you've won this? You think you've won this battle? Well, let me show you. I'm going to win the war. This is like the finishing move, the final destination. And yeah, with the Chariot in reverse, it's like a vehicle brought him somewhere, but it didn't bring him back, and maybe went away from him, left him somewhere isolated. And I feel like Kyron was to blame. And look at this. Look at this. We were saying something about the leg. I feel like he could have been injured, but alive wherever he was left. And this is beyond cruel, beyond sick. But like in someone's mind, they're so childish. Oh, well, I didn't kill them. I didn't kill them. We also have a reptile here. And I know Kyron loved frogs. So is this some sort of poetic justice? Oh, you loved, reptiles so much. I left you with them. Or listen, I don't know the geography in America or what's in the water, what's around. But if there are reptiles around where, these pings were, or people suspect he was lost, check all of these things, reptile nests, and even caves, cliffs, things like that. We have the Devil in reverse. So this is someone trying to break the chains, release the bondage. So it's like he didn't need to be chained or restrained because he was lame anyway. This is what I'm getting. And lame in the sense that he couldn't get up or fight back or chase the Chariot. So it was as easy as giving candy to a baby. So maybe he was told, hey, come on, let's go get ice cream, or I'm going to get you this and bring you here. Kind of under the guise of something he really wanted, to take everything that someone else wants to make a point. We do have mountains here, so around the mountains and the water, lighthouses could be close. Queen of Swords in reverse, a critical, cruel and bitter woman, very deceitful. This woman has red hair, so we know who has red hair. That Terry herself. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, superficial, theatrical, distracted. Yeah, so it's like someone distracted Kyron in order to get him right where they wanted him, to put him in a position to be a sitting duck. But this person is the hunter who doesn't want to get their hands dirty, instability, bad news. So this woman, this childish, bitter woman, she is bad news. And she wanted to make a point once and for all. You want to criticize me? You think you can do better than me? You're not going to get the opportunity. She wanted to take the opportunity. And, the best things from someone, because I'm hearing, they took the best years of my life, anger, frustration, Seven of Pentacles. She feels like she invested so much and nothing was giving back. She was overlooked, underappreciated. So she did the unthinkable and kind of just left Kyron in an atmosphere or environment of disaster. Okay, so let's get the true emotions here. Kyronhorman. Where is Kyron right now? Where is Kyron right now? Please and thank you. Running. So this could be someone running from justice. And there could be a man involved as well, under pressure, but someone's scared that time is running out. So it's like someone had a decision to make. She could have made this spiteful decision quickly and in the heat of the moment. This was like a crime of passion, but she was planning on teaching people a lesson. But it's like this bright idea came to her, and once it was in her mind, that was that. So where is Kyron right now? Happily single, love message. So I do feel like she did communicate with someone on her phone. There could have been someone she was having an affair with. We have twin flames somewhere in the wild. Something could have been burned, deleted from a phone too. Happily single. So it's like she wanted to make a point. I can be free and single. You want to behave like that and overlook me? You think I'm just going to take care of your kids? You know, and this could apply to her husband and Kyron's mom, but you want me to take care of your kids? Let me take care of that once and for all. Like, this is giving really petty, really selfish, fiery energy, workplace affair. So she could have been having an affair with someone, possibly someone she worked with. I'm not sure what her place of employment is, but there could have been an older man that came in and kind of maybe done some dirty work or disposed of something, told her how to get away with it, helped her get away with it. We also have I love you. Maybe someone that she's married to. I don't feel like it's Kyron's dad though. I feel like this is deception, lies. She wanted to make a point because maybe she felt overlooked, scorned. And as they say, there's no anger like a woman scorned. And they also say the only thing more dangerous than a dangerous man is a dangerous woman. So I'm picking up that song by Ariana Grande, Dangerous Woman. Most predators and criminals aren't women, but this woman, she's very bitter, manipulative, cunning, that she is even more dangerous than the seasoned criminals out there. And she's still free. So she's a good criminal, even though she's not a good person. We have heartbreak, yeah. So something about being burned. She felt burned. Play with fire, you get burned. So if someone was playing with fire, if she felt like she was being overlooked or cheated on or something, or someone was still holding on to the past, she wanted to make them burn and feel even worse than she felt. How do you like that kind of a thing? So very, very childish mindset. Okay, so let's move this. Let's get the tea. Where is Kyronhorman right now? Where is Kyronhorman? Ignoring. Yeah, it's like he was just left somewhere injured and all alone. Haunted. Is someone haunted by the past? I hope so. Yeah, this is like a Halloween sort of final destination, an awful situation. And someone's haunted and has flashbacks, PTSD, shine, your light irritates their demons. So I feel like Terry was literally like a demon. And sometimes with demons, you have to invite them in. She was invited into Kyron's life, his father's life. And she consumed everything. And it's like these demons came back to haunt him. Someone told Kyron's dad that she was bad news, and it's like, yeah, let me show you how bad news I really can be. You think that's bad news? Let me give you the worst news of your life. Yeah, so just demonic, petty, mean, and yeah, she was playing God because she let her demons take over. We have fishing for comments. So yeah, she loves the attention, good, bad, or indifferent. Any attention is good attention, or any press is good press, even bad press and bad news. So she's just trying to ignore the bad stuff and It's like she's just smug. She's gotten away with it. But she was in Kyron's house. She was consuming from the inside. So what Kyron's dad really needed was an exorcist to get her demonic presence and energy out. But it's like she kept finding ways to stay. And in her mind, you know, this could bring them closer together. But, you know, with the manipulation behind it, she omitted the fact that, you know, I did this, but hey, let me comfort you through this. Aren't I so good? It was all about her looking good in a tragic situation that she created. We have threatening, intimidating, threatened, bothered. So she could have made threats to someone, or she could have felt threatened. Her position was threatened. So that's when she really came out in enforcer mode. So yeah, there's a gun here. I don't know if she had a gun. We have jackpot. So she felt like she won. And in a way, she was thinking maybe she could financially profit from Kyron's disappearance. But she felt like him being gone would be better for the finances. She could have been trying to make threats, ultimatums. And if she felt like that wasn't being taken seriously, she felt like they were being ignored, overlooked. She's like, okay, I'm gonna make them look now. Made you look. Where is he? I don't know. He was alive when I last seen him. And that's not necessarily a lie, but it's like a threat. A veiled threat is what I'm getting. A subliminal message kind of a thing. So we're going to ask the ancestor and angel cards, where is Kyronhorman right now? Kyron, please come through and give us clues or an indication of where you currently are, so you can be brought home to your mother and your father. Where are you, Kyron? We have Mother Earth in reverse. So instead of a loving mother, this was an evil stepmother, literally. Instead of feeling loved and comforted, he felt hated and uncomfortable. So he was left in an uncomfortable position by the one who was supposed to protect him and nurture him, lady. So by trees, and with the apple, it's making me think of Adam, Eve, Lilith. So someone felt like their position was being threatened. So they've done the unthinkable to prove a point, to put their money where their mouth is, make good on their threats. So maybe if someone threatened Terry, it could have been the final straw for this final destination. She was unstable mentally, financially in her relationship, and it's like something made her snap. Yeah, but she was harboring hidden resentment for a long time, and eventually it all exploded because she was keeping all that darkness inside. Yeah, Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. Okay, where are you, Kyron, right now? Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. So Kyron loves animals, and that's what I'm thinking. He could have been left somewhere near animals, by animals. It's kind of like where he was left, that's a point in itself, so that could be a clue. The L represents wisdom. As the crow flies, this place can be seen. Panthers, that could be significant. And deers, feathers, so birds and reptiles. Eggs, I was thinking of reptile eggs, bird eggs. So okay, we also have the hunter, track down your fears and desires. So yeah, it's like she was hunted, and this is so crazy. And I wasn't going to mention it because this is Kyron's reading, but when I was tuning into the energy, I was kind of procrastinating a bit on doing this reading because I was just unsure what would come out and how I'd feel after. But Sebastian's energy came through to me and said, I'm his friend now. We're friends. Sebastian has friends where he is now, finally. And this card always comes out in my Sebastian Rogers readings, that he was injured and then hunted down like a sitting duck. He didn't stand a chance anyway because someone made sure to have him right where they wanted him. And Sebastian is coming through and confirming to me that yes, you're not crazy. This is the message I've been giving you, that we may look similar. We both love animals. We're both nurturers. We care. We are intense when it comes to their love for the world and, you know, their passions. These are passionate boys. And they were hunted down and left to the vultures, basically, is what I'm hearing. So with this vulture imagery, it's making me think that, you know, the vultures are circling these predators, these hunters. Sebastian and Kyron are innocent victims. They're both together in the same place. And I feel like there's two women that know where Kyron is. And I also feel like there's two or even more women that also know where Sebastian is. So they were injured and they were left for dead, or they were dead and left somewhere where the animals could get them. And in a sick, twisted way, it's like, because you love animals so much. So, you know, it's like, I did you a favor kind of a thing in these people's minds. That's how twisted and dark and demonic these people are. Literally demonic. Yeah, so Terry Horman, or whatever the hell her name is now, you are demonic. And same to Sebastian Roger's mother, Katie. You are demonic because you promised to love and protect your children and stepchildren, and you did anything but. In fact, instead of loving them, you hurt them for your own gain, your own benefit. I'm getting so angry now. But, you know, they want their justice. They want their justice. Yeah, because look, we have the antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. So I feel like something about Kyron's investigation will be speeding up. New information, new clues. What does Kyron want to say as his closing message? Please and thank you. Kyron, how will you get your justice? Surrender now. He wants her to surrender and give herself up. We also have the Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. So yeah, look, we have confirmation here that there is a panther, and this is about power. So Kyron wants his power back. She left him powerless and hopeless. Winter, take care of your needs. She put herself first. And instead of protecting her young, she ate her young because she didn't accept him as her own. It's like she's seen him as a runt or something. And sometimes they eat their young, literally. Other times they just leave them out to die. So this is Kyron's message. He was the prey, and he felt like he didn't have a chance. Canary spirit, sing your own song. So maybe someone will sing to the authorities, but someone wanted their narrative to be the one that was, you know, spread around. You know, someone's a legend in their own minds, and someone thought they were being a queen by doing this. What does Kyron want to say? We have the elephant spirit, learn from the past, in reverse. So someone didn't learn from the past. He's worried that she will keep on hurting people unless she's tracked down and stopped. She needs to be tracked down. The hunter needs to be the hunted, is what he's saying. We have the cow spirit. The miracles are endless. So I feel like a miracle may come in regards to Kyron's case, and this miracle may be him coming home. But people know information. It's a matter of them surrendering this information for this miracle to happen, because it's like someone's actively trying to stop this miracle. because it's like their point. You know, sometimes when even killers on death row won't admit to their crimes or tell where the bodies are, they're holding on to that info even on the day they die, because they won't give anyone, their victims' families, the satisfaction of that final piece of the jigsaw puzzle, that final destination. They won't do it because that's the last bit of power that they have over the situation. This is narcissistic control, and someone's not willing to give that piece of info because that's their power. And that's their point that they're still making to this day. Rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. So more animals kind of with dens, or, you know, places where they hide with their young. So yeah, instead of having this motherly or loving instinct, they went against the natural instinct because maybe they're not wired the same way as everyone else. And this was all a facade to look like, you know, such a great person, when deep down she been a demon this whole time. Final closing message, Kyron, before we go, please and thank you. Parrot spirit, watch your words. So yeah, someone's not talking, and that's her final point to make. Her silence speaks volumes. We have the beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation, in reverse. So the home life wasn't solid. She felt on unstable ground. So it's like she felt like it was going to disaster anyway. Might as well put the nail in the coffin. So this was the nail in the coffin. And her power is still the fact that she's not giving the information. White Raven spirit, trust in the magic. But I feel like miracles and magic is happening when it comes to Kyron and his energy. And maybe someone's ego will finally be taken down a peg or two, and Kyron's justice will finally come, because it's been a long time coming. And, you know, justice and karma and the truth always find their way to the light in the end, even after a long time of being hidden. The secrets and truth will be uncovered. And this is what Kyron wants. And he's saying, keep on digging, because it's only a matter of time before we find that missing piece. And that missing piece is Kyron himself. And that's why someone's not talking, because, you know, that missing piece is what would be their nail in the coffin. And yeah, this is a power and control thing. I'm hearing power and control, Marina and the diamonds. So yeah, someone wants to keep that power and control even when they're not in this dynamic anymore. They made sure of that. And they made sure Kyron wasn't either. He wants his justice. And yeah, he wants karma to stop ignoring this bitch and find this bitch. Keep on digging is what he's saying. Because narcissists, people with big egos, can sometimes have a tendency to tell on themselves, or, you know, make enemies that will tell on them in the end. So if she doesn't flip, hopefully someone else will. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know down below what you thought of this, what you made of these cards. And if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know down below. And I hope to see and connect with you all again in the next one. Until then, goodbye and God bless. Mwah.